Take a close look at this light bulb. Alexa, turn on the chandelier.
Okay.
Bet you thought that was an incandescent light bulb. Not so. That is a new school LED filament light bulb. For $4 you can replace those 40-watt incandescents with these 4-watt LEDs. And they can be bright too. Alexa, set the chandelier to 100.
Okay.
So, I didn't know those existed. And I'm guessing a few of you didn't know either. So today I'm going to wander the house and show you a few of the things I've learned about LED lights recently. Alexa, turn on the living room lights.
Okay.
So we have a bunch of lights here in the living room. Starting off with these 3-watt spotlights on them with different lenses on them for different degrees of spottiness. Got a pretty tight beam focused on this piece of glass, a little wider one on that piece of art. And underneath some plants we have some 3-watt IKEA lights that are on goosenecks. Easily adjustable, highlights the plants nicely, and it creates these really fun shadows on the walls and ceilings. Over here we have a projector light. Alexa, turn on the water lights. It simulates water reflection, so we call it the water lights. It's mesmerizing. We watch that for hours. Next up we have these LED light strips. They come in these 5-meter rolls and you can cut them to whatever length you like. Little LEDs on here can be white or red, green, or blue, or any color in between. What you do is you hook up these inexpensive little controllers and you feed these by a 12-volt power supply. Then you set the color to red, green, blue, or white, or any color in between, or have it fade between them. And it remembers that. You just set it once and you're off. They come with these you can buy these connectors that just snip on to the place where you cut them. You see the little copper contacts there. And they connect up to the standard 12-volt barrel plugs. So you can use regular 12-volt DC power supplies. They also come in this rubber encased version in case you want to do it outside or put in a fishbowl like we have. I'll show you that in a minute. One of the things I like to do is put them in these aluminum tracks. There's this translucent plastic on here. You can see I have, for the desk lights, I have a set of them, 4 of them, that really light up the desk nicely. I also have them over here on the stairway. You can see underneath the stairway we have a row of them on each stair. And there's a motion sensor over there. So that's when we come out, the motion sensor will flip this, have these lights on Z-Wave controllers. You can see I can control them manually, or the motion controller can set them on or off. And they have them on all flights of stairs, so they light up nicely at night. And we can pick the color we want. Right now they're green. Here we can see them switch to red, blue, or white. Or you can have them fade between all the colors. Let me show you how fast that motion sensor is. Okay, we're in a dark bedroom and now we're walking out to the stairway. The motion sensor sees us and lights up the way. Sweet. So here's that fish tank I was telling you about. We put all 5 meters of one spool, just kind of danced it around this aquarium. I put it in tracks in a couple of the segments, and then just let it fall freely in some of the others. And it makes kind of a fun effect. And this fish tank doesn't have any fish in it. The fish decided they didn't like us. It's a lot easier to keep clean this way. We do have a couple of fish, but they're quiet. So in the kitchen we have LEDs in all shapes and sizes. These under the counter lights, for example, used to have halogen bulbs in them. these little discs that just plug in where the halogen used to. They are very inexpensive, like $1 a piece, and low power. Up in the ceiling, there used to be halogen lights in that track lighting, and you replace them with these guys, which are just, again, inexpensive 4-watt replacements. Those fluorescent lights, you guessed it. You can get a fluorescent tube that has those LED light strips built into it. In theory, they are, you can just replace a ballasted fluorescent tube with these. I had better luck bypassing ballast because they're actually a little less power and quieter and more reliable. And you can get those fluorescents in all sizes. For example, we have 8-footers over here. And I put them in places where we use the lights a lot, like the storage rooms. Very fast, very quiet. I didn't replace all the lights because they're kind of expensive, but we put them in the key spots. Now we're going to go outside and show you. Where am I? Here we go. Show you some stuff outside. I wanted to duplicate those indoor spotlights outside, and I discovered these nifty flashlights. They have an adjustable focus, so you can have them do a wide beam, or you can tighten them up to an incredibly tight beam just by pushing the focus in and out. So I hacked up a couple. You can get them in these small versions as well as these large ones. And pigtailed on a DC power supply, and then I bolted them onto the deck. I'll show you that now. So out here on the deck, on the other side of this railing, I bolted on 3 of these small flashlights, and I pointed them at a little squirrel, a little dragon over there, and just some rocks to light them up nicely. And up here, I have a couple of bigger flashlights, and bolted onto the side on these bolted on with these adjustable camera mounts. And I pointed them at these glass sculptures that shine up really nicely during the day. You can't see it here on my video camera, but they're sparkling all across the landscape at night too. I'll post some photos in the blog post so you can see those a little better with the camera. And what we do is we just bolt into it. So these are the Malibu lighting on this deck. Again, you guessed it, these little, replace the Malibu light bulbs with these LEDs that can run off of either the 12-volt AC or 12-volt DC. I put in a DC power supply so that I could tap into it with this 12-volt to 3-volt down converter, and then just plugged in my flashlights with that barrel connector. Next up, we have the fountain, which has this simple multicolored LED light ring in it. Kind of pretty. For the rest of the yard, we use a variety of landscape lights. Landscape lights on. So we have conventional landscape fittings with LED lights in them. We have these multicolored floods, 10-watt guys. They can control the colors like we showed you with those other LED strips. Another one up there in that freaky Buddha. And there's a regular white flood on this non-freaky Buddha. And then we have these, if you want to light up a big chunk of forest, you get these spotlights that are often used on outdoor vehicles, ATVs or whatever runs at night and wants a lot of light. That's a 20-watt light. There's one over there. It's a 14-watt light. Just run it with a 30-watt power supply. And then finally, doggy's on the loose. Finally, I set up this fountain, which is really fun. There's a 100-foot hose that goes up the hill to give me some free water pressure, and just hook up a garden fitting and just run this fountain 24/7 for free. At night, we put one of these 14 watt ATV spotlights on it, and then it shines up really cool. So I can show you without falling in the creek. It just lights up in a dramatic Vegas fountain lifestyle. My dog is lost. I gotta go find him. I think that's it for this week. I think I showed you every conceivable LED that I can think of. I gotta go rescue the dog. See you next month. Found the dog. Disaster averted. Thought of one more light to show you. This guy. He is a head-mounted LED. If you're a handyman, you gotta have one of these. You can't fix what you can't see. They're great. And we'll call it a night. See you next month.